Good morning, everybody. At the time of this recording, it's 8:51 a.m. and the thoughts that came on my mind was happiness. So that's what we're taking a little dive into today.
I need a boutique Philippe, and yo bitch be freaking me. She said them diamonds.
You know, for the longest time, especially growing up in the Caribbean, all my Caribbean people out there, we've always been taught that we have to become a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, or something related. We've always been shied away from the arts. We've always been shied away from history, from dancing, from painting, from photography, all of that. But the world is changing, and one of the biggest reasons is because the internet is the middleman. And what that means today more than ever is that for the first time, we can really go make the full marathon run towards our dreams. And let me explain why. When I started photography in 2014, for instance, right? I never really fully understood the value of how social media could really help me expand and touch people that weren't even in Brooklyn, and now I'm talking to people from Maryland, from Boston, from Brazil sometimes even too. And in doing a lot of collaborations, I still, even to this day that I'm getting paid, I still do a lot of free shoots. What I'm realizing is that the sheer pursuit of that dream to network, because photography isn't the end goal for me, I've been able to meet a lot of people that fills the happiness part of me, because I am extroverted by nature and I also like to interact with people. So the reason I say that we can make the full marathon run towards happiness is because for the first time ever in human history, there's no middleman. There's not three guys in a room that's telling us, oh, her resume doesn't look too good, next. Oh my God, this song is a little bit too urban, next. It's too raspy. Is he African? None of that. You can put your music on SoundCloud, you can put it on YouTube, Amazon Music, Tidal, Spotify, and get free distribution. Not only that, but if you're a photographer, you can put it on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, every single place you can dream of. And instead of running all the way down the Hudson River or all the way up Broadway down Fifth Avenue, what you can do is treat Instagram like you treat the streets. And really what I mean by that is that we, for the first time, have the ability to scale our passions almost infinitely, because the competition actually is no longer just Brooklyn, New York, because I live in Brooklyn. The competition is everybody in the world. And if you think about that, this only happened in recent years. Like, the internet came out in 1991. Imagine that. So we're really at the crux of the maturity. And the reason I really relish in the fact that we're able to really pursue our happiness is because I spend a lot of time speaking to homeless people. I speak to homeless old people in the street, and I speak to a lot of little kids. And if you really watch what the little kids are doing, now they're saying that, oh, daddy, or oh, big brother, I want to be a YouTuber. Or they're saying that, oh yeah, I really want to be a singer. And it's no longer I want to be signed, but they're saying I want to own my own music. I'm going to put my music on SoundCloud, because the feedback loop that we get through these things is so remarkable that it now is the land grab, And I firmly believe that if you're not outputting content right now in something that you like, then you're making a really big mistake. Happiness is not achieved by, if you ever watch The Secret, what the secret tells us is that you have to sit and you have to think of it, and then it will manifest. I don't subscribe to that. Next, what I do subscribe to is hard work. Because unless you're willing to put the hours in, unless you're willing to sit down and take that dive and to sit down and be humble and work for what you want, then it will not work. You know, when I was younger and I lived in Jamaica, I used to sell phone cards to people like when we had minutes, you know, before the unlimited data. I know that at Friday, everybody want to be texting their girl. So you know what? My aunt, she used to get discounted phone cards. So I would get them, and I'm just going to put this in US currency so that it's very simple to understand. The phone cards would be like $5 for 10, right? So I would just sell them at $2 a piece. So that means I'm coming, do the math, I'm coming back out with a little decent profit every week. Because I know that every week, these guys, their minutes is done and they're gonna need it for the weekend. Simple. I used to jailbreak phones for people when jailbreaking was a thing, and I charged them a fee because I knew how to do it, you know. And I used to pick up bottles, you know, at 5:30 every single morning because, you know, when I just came here, I was like, damn, I could really make something selling bottles, you know. So I love selling stuff, you know. And the point of the matter is, if you really sit down and think about it for 10-20 minutes per day, and you write down a list of things that you like to do, and then you cross off the ones that you like less, and then you look on the list and you look at the top 3, and then you ask yourself, which one of these things do I like to do the most? And then you start doing it. For me, that was photography. In 2013, before I bought my first camera, I spent a year reading every single camera review that I could. In the year before that, my cousin had taught me to use Photoshop. And it's always funny how you can you can only connect the dots when you look back. So my cousin taught me to use Photoshop in 2012. I started becoming interested in photography in 2013. I spent that entire year at every single conference I went to, every single meetup, every single event. Whenever I saw a photographer, I would ask them, hey, I'm Jordi, I'm interested in photography. What do you recommend? Do you like this camera? How much megapixels it has? Is the camera body better than the lens? Are they expensive? I'm still kind of broke. And I would make mental note of this for an entire year. The year after that, 2014, and you see now we 2.5 years into this, and we still haven't bought a camera, right? Because I'm in high school, I don't have any money. Then in 2014, I was fortunate to have a job, and I saved 2 paychecks, and I'm the type of person to forego clothes because I believe in the long-term return on investment. I saved 2 paychecks and then I just dumped it into a camera, and I got a red camera. Why? Because I know that a red camera is gonna get me attention because, you know, not everybody has a red camera. Boom, right? Then when I did that, I started NYU in 2015. When I started NYU in 2015, I walked around with that red camera everywhere that I went. I asked people, hey, do you have a photographer for this event? I'll do it for you, because I had experience up to that point. After 2015, guess what? Everybody knew me as a photographer. And then I didn't have to walk around with my camera anymore. And if you understand the nuances in the story, and I'll just lay it out real quick, is that you have to channel your love, your passion, or your interest into the objects of your desire, and you have to put that work in. Okay. Peace. Have a good day.
They say opposites attract, girl, your vibe, I just wanna feel. Tempted to touch, can't lie, I gotta keep it real. What's the game, baby girl? Tell me what's the deal?